Okay everyone, hello again as we take on Ragnarok Beach Setup Part 2. So while you were away I did a bunch of very boring stuff, which was almost excessively farming to get a big collection of narco berries, as well as some mejo berries, and a decent amount of narco. I did get the raft, but I don't want to build on it yet just because I'd rather have my trike first. It's going to make it a lot easier for me. Even without a saddle on the trike, that'll still be highly useful. So I've unlocked a couple of other things as well. The Trike arrows, which will be what I use with my bow to knock out the trike. And you'll want to make sure before you get started that you've slid those arrows in. Of course, if you accidentally have real arrows in there, it's going to do a lot of damage and not be very helpful for you. What I've also done, I got a few on me, but I've got quite a few narco berries and mejo berries in the box. And we could do that after we've knocked it out, but I'm a little nervous that I might, get killed or have other issues, and that will cause me some problems. The next step is to get this guy knocked out so I can get to work on building my raft. One thing for sure, I don't really want to waste building the raft out of wood. I'm going to be using it as a taming pen, a dino storage, and a houseboat. You can of course see a fantastic example of this in my other videos. And it's only level 24 I believe for the stone, right here. So I'd rather wait to get the 2 more levels. I went to level 21 before taming our trike because I wanted these trike arrows. It can be done with a slingshot and stones, I think. I just haven't done it that way in a long time. And I just find it's inefficient, it's hard, and I just don't want to do it that way. So I'd much rather wait until I get these arrows up. And once I get that trike knocked out, I'm going to go on a mad stone farming mission. And I'm going to start building the foundations and flooring for the boat. I won't be showing that in the video because there's already a very easy to watch raft building video on my channel. We will be continuing this for quite a few levels though. I'm going to try and do this 3 times a week so you can just kind of watch me go. I don't have a spyglass yet. It requires crystal and a smithy. So we're going to be waiting. We're going to have to sneak up on him and see. Level 25 is a little low for me. Again, I mentioned in the other video that the trike's a bit of a headache because you have to farm all the berries. It's also a little slow, but I've already got the berries farmed. The time was put in, and that's what helped me level up to where I wanted to be anyways. I killed and farmed just like you saw yesterday. That was pretty much it. So basically, I needed mats for the raft as well. We got a little something bugging us here. Can't have that. Yesterday I think I called this a Trudon by accident. It's a Pegomastix. 140 is not going to be... This is just like a headache, but... I brought 2 stacks of meat with me. Just because I wanted to have a little extra food. I wasn't planning on this guy robbing me blind. So even though we're focused on the trike, obviously some other things have come up in our hunt for the trike, which is pretty normal. We're going to have to deal with that. At this point too, if you're in an area where the weather's a little more fluctuating, you might want to be running hide armor. It just helps with the hypothermic insulation as well as to keep you a little more protected. We're not doing that just because we don't have to. So on account of being attacked like this, I won't be doing any trike stuff till my health is up. These trikes move real quick. It's likely that I'm going to get bumped. There's also a good chance that I'm going to get killed when I'm trying to get it, but that's okay because as we saw yesterday we can just respawn and pick up our stuff. I suppose we're going to let that Pegomastix get away with the meat. Now let's see if we can find something between 50 and 75. If you can't, later in the game it's not a bad idea to kill everything that's, all the low level ones, and we'll be able to respawn some higher levels. So that's the perfect trike, but of course what's going to happen when I hit this trike? All these trikes are going to get amped up. I do want to knock out the trike as close to my little area of operations as possible, but at the same time I don't want them going and wrecking my stuff. So there's going to be a long reload time on these arrows, which is going to be quite frustrating. And this is unquestionably going to be a challenge because of these 2 guys on my flank. However, we need this trike. And once I have this trike, I can build a trap. Once I have the trap, every tame almost becomes easy with the exception of the Quetzal. Because the first one, you got to knock it out of the air. There's a video on that too. But once I have my trap up, I'll just be luring dinos into my trap, closing the doors, and taming them like that. And it just becomes quite a cinch. Now, this level 55 is going to be one of my biggest headaches in the game. Well, not really, but It's not going to be fun. I don't enjoy taming this first trike, especially not with these 4 trikes around like this. We're going to give ourselves a lot of distance. As you can see, he's moving quick. That was probably not the best time to shoot. We definitely wanted to make sure our stamina was at full before we rolled. And right after I get this guy knocked out, I'm going to show you where I put my points into. I do not want to waste any darts on any of the arrows. I always call them darts. I do not want to waste them on any of the other trikes. Once he's knocked out, I'll just kite the other trikes away from me. I'll have to circle around a little. We're pausing a lot on the speed because I just don't... The last thing I want to do right now is run out of stamina. And getting a bump is quite a bit of damage. I have improved my health, stamina, speed, and weight. That's where I put those levels at. So I can run a little better now, and also I can take a bit more of a beating. But that trike bumps me. I'm going to go for quite a flight, and it's going to throw me off a little bit. Any type of injury is not great. We're lucky this one's glowing red too. Makes it a lot easier. And that's a sort of a weird arc glitch. It can really catch you in a cave. I have to somehow reload the arrows to get this to work. Kind of mind-blowing how this guy doesn't seem all that bummed out. His buddies are putting up more of a fight than he is. Now, I'm not sure. He might be moving a little slow because he's full of trank, but I never really seen him. And now we got something else in the mix here. Oh boy. So just switching weapons to look at that compy I think was attacking me has caused me a headache. It's also getting dark. You know, as far as it goes, things could be worse. But I really got to get some distance between me and this one here. Now I got 2. That guy's rapid, getting his feet going. Let's see if we can't use that maneuver from yesterday where we managed to get them up this cliff. I need a second of gamma here so I can see better. That bought me a little time. Let's find our big bad red boy here. Look at that. Now we all saw yesterday how this cliff paid off for me. And it looks like it's going to pay off again. I'll be honest, I'm a little baffled why that red one's moving so slow. So I'm already down to a quarter health from 2 shots. I mean, it's not where I want to be in this situation, and he's going to make it up that path. That's unfortunate. Looks like our luck's about to run out here. We're going to get a shot and run like heck. Now we're in some deep trouble with the health. If we break our leg, we're done. However, like I said, if we die, it's not the end of the world. We're going to respawn pretty close by. The torpor on that trike will still be available. We see how these guys aren't that attentive. Let's cancel that. Ooh, I wanted to cancel that one. We've got to hit. See that red marker that appears tells me I hit. I can't risk checking to make sure every hot shot hits them. If you had a higher level weapon, crossbow, or something you found on a drop, like a much better bow, this would go a lot better. We're using a very primitive bow here, the bottom end one, with no extra stats. My eyes are always moving to the right to check on my stamina and health. That stamina won't go back up when I'm running, so I'm just trying to take pauses when I can. Head's on a swivel. Gotta be looking around. We need to know what's going on around us. I'm trying not to hit him in the head. There's been some debate there, but I'm quite certain that uniquely to the trike, it's better not to hit him in the head with the trank darts, but I just can't remember. We'll just mix it up. One way or the other, we've already chewed through 20 darts, and you can check this sort of stuff. There's lots of websites that'll tell you exactly how many darts you need. I don't. I just give her. No, I just go for it. Wow. I didn't see him on my flank. That's kind of a bummer. Gotta pay attention. I don't have my bed up yet because I was saving the materials to make the bed on the raft. If you're not using S+, you can't pick things up, so. Now, as we see, once again, that death hasn't really had a major negative effect on us. I don't believe anyone's going to be aggroed anymore. Just roll up and get my body. Obviously, if this was something aggressive like a Carno, that would be a very different story. Some dinos actually specifically linger around your body, some don't. What I would do if that was a Carno I was trying to tame, I would kite him away from my body and get back to work. Let's check our flanks again so we don't make the same mistake there. And a long time ago, these trikes didn't really group up like this. A partnership like a male-female might, but not like this. And we're going to go ahead and try and get advantage on that cliffside again. Why not use it if it's there? It always continues with keeping really hard eyes on that stamina. And also not wasting darts on the wrong dino. So we're not going to get to the cliff on this pass. This guy's too upset I cannot stop and fire right now. That would be a risky maneuver. We're kind of getting outmaneuvered here by a bunch of big trikes. But we'll get her done. We don't want them to pass out in the water, although I don't expect that to be a problem. They will drown if their heads submerge significantly. And once, if you watch the raft video, you'll see exactly what I'm saying with the trap. I tame an Argent without a problem because of the trap. Of course, the Argents don't pack up on you like this. This is a little bit unique to the Trike, I find, or something like an Allosaurus. Wolves, they run in groups. And we'd like to be getting arrows shooting better, faster, because his torpor is going for every arrow as time passes. He is, waking up. He's working the drug through his system. Oh, and we ran out of stamina. Now we're in big, big trouble here. I have to stop to get the stamina. I won't. They almost de-aggroed. We just need it. There, he de-aggroed. That's great. So we need to really start focusing more on dumping more darts into this red dino. Oh, he's down. Great news. So we're in a pretty good spot right here. We got him knocked out. We know the area is generally safe. Normally, if I was in this position a little later on, I would want to get spike walls around him. But in this early in the game, I just don't know if I want to waste the materials. That's debatable. If some Dilo comes up and wrecks my Trike right now, I'll be regretful that I didn't waste the materials. So we've got him knocked out. He needs inventory in there to tame. And while he's down, I'm going to be farming everything I can around here and just loading it right into him. So let's go back and get some more of our gear here. And we're going to get rid of our trank arrows as well. You don't want to accidentally... And, if you're feeling ambitious, just knock out another Trike right now. But I really don't need to. So we're not going to do that. Trike's a vegetarian or herbivore. So what he's going to want is Mejo berries and Narco berries. Mejo berries is generally the berry of choice. You could tame it with Tinto berries or some of the other berries, but if you're not using kibble, and we're going to be using berries, then usually Mejo berries is the one they like. And Narco juice for a herbivore isn't preferred. Carnivore will like the juice, but a herbivore will just eat the berries. So as soon as he takes a bite, we start to see our stats here. He's got taming effectiveness currently, he's at 99.5. If he was to instant tame right now, or he was done taming, we would get 27 more levels on top of the 55. If this was a level 90 and I had enough time, I'd still knock it out, as long as I had the higher the better, really. There's a few major advantages to this Trike. Number one, he farms berries and thatch, but he's also got incredible pushback. When you hit something like a raptor, that raptor goes flying back. If you time it correctly, that raptor won't ever get a punch on you. That takes a little practice, but believe it or not, this Trike is extremely effective at fighting if you know how to use it. It's going to be my workhorse. Once I have this dino, I can get things done a lot faster. So as we see, he's taking a few bites, and if you wanted to know how long this was going to take, you would check online. And this is important. This is the torpidity. So what happens here is it takes a really long time to drop down. If it goes all the way down, he wakes up. You never want to necessarily risk this real low end. One of the reasons is if you get disconnected, something goes wrong and you die, or many real life phone calls, who knows, your door rings, you got some food coming, then you may get distracted and this guy's going to get up. When he does, everything in here is his. You won't get it back. And the other advantage, though, is it takes a long time to go down. Well, it takes a long time to go back up, even after you give them the narcos. So if you're really good and you've got things in a trap near your base, you could literally, for some dinos, watch a movie. As long as you check online, check the timing, set alarm clocks. So when people complain about really long tames, oh, I don't have 3 hours to do a tame, I need to play on these huge rates. Yes, that applies to certain dinos, no question. Something like a beaver is going to chew through narco. A giga's insane. So you do need to be standing right by it. But literally, if I set my stuff up right, a lot of the dinos I can just go for a break. And no matter what kind of dino it is, this bar raises slowly. On some dinos it goes down fast though. Now we're going to let it drop a little bit, and then I'm going to come over and show you what to do there. In the meantime though, We can farm everything around here. This will help us get ready for our stone walls and load them up. Some cases, if he wasn't so close, I'd place a little campfire near him so I could see it better if something goes wrong. But as you've seen, I've been in this area for probably 3 hours yesterday. And now we're looking at another couple hours this morning, getting my gear ready for this video. So I know the area pretty good. Not too worried about getting lost, so to speak. But in a lot of cases, you'll see it in my Pterodon Tame video, I do throw down a campfire. Even with gamma and all that, there's a little bit of smoke and diffusion that you can see from the distance, and that can be a great help when it comes to getting stuff. Now, I do not approach the dino with a weapon in my hand. On the off chance I was accidentally to spear this guy or cut him with an axe or shoot an arrow at him, it's going to reduce that taming percentage, which isn't fun. So we want to make sure, in my case, I've been known to derp once in a while. I also have the 4 servers I manage, so I'd be switching around from different screens. So I don't, if I punch him, it's bad. It's not good, but it's a lot better than hitting him with a metal spear or pumping around a shotgun into him. So this is looking great, and it just continues with the farm here. Just keep working all around it. Now, it's tempting to knock out that Pterodon, but I don't think I'm high rank enough yet to get the saddle. So I would wait until that time. And as well, if we're a little new, we don't want to take on too much at one time. But in a lot of cases, I'll try and knock out 2 or 3 tames at a time. That way I'm staying busy with lots to do, and I come out with 3 dinos. Reminder from yesterday, I have enough mats to insta repair that by just pressing the 2 button, which is great. So we can stock this guy up with all this stuff. Now, another thing we can do real quick is let's take a look at what mats we need for the saddle and if we're high rank enough yet to get it. And no worries on putting stuff in here. The dino will always eat his first choice of food. So this dino does not want to eat meat. If I put some meat in there, he'll stick with the mejo berries. If I put tinto berries in there, he'll stick with the mejo berries. If I put kibble in here, he'll eat the kibble instead of the mejo berries. So the dinosaur takes the food he likes the most. As we see, his taming effectiveness is now down at 98%. It will continue to drop over time. And as it drops, there you go, you just saw it drop. So it continues to drop over time, and as it drops certain amounts, though, the plus 26 levels is going to drop. So when you're putting something like kibble in there, his preferred food, is it a he or a she? I don't know. It could be a they. A female. So her preferred food would be kibble. It'll tame faster. It gets more taming percentage per bite. And what that means is the faster it tames, the more taming effectiveness it has, the more levels it gains. And for each bite it takes, a certain percentage of taming on that bottom yellow bar goes up. The better the food, the more it goes up. So that, of course, means a faster tame. So let's find out if we can make the saddle and what we need for the saddle. I would love to have it, of course, but the trike will still be incredibly useful to me without it. A bird, on the other hand, I don't find them too useful with it. So I don't want to look around. We're going to do trike. Oh, excellent news, folks. Let's get that made up. Let's see what we need, and then it'll be ready when we're done. So fiber, hide, and wood. Well, gee whiz, that's no problem. We got all kinds of that. And looks like more hide. Let's hope we have some. I'm sure we do. Oh, there's a 200 stack in there. I'll just take this wood just in case. That should do it. There we go. That's great news. Things are looking pretty good. It's a good start to the day for sure. Little sketchy on that tame, but we kept moving. We used range, and things really worked out. We're gonna go ahead, and I'm a big transfer all guys, just faster. Who's that now? I got a trike just walked over me to visit here. So that would have sucked to throw a punch straight up. Had I accidentally punched right there, this guy probably would have went to work on my boxes. If all your boxes get smashed, it's not a crisis. The stuff falls out, you've got a timer. All you need to do is pick up at least some wood, the materials you need to make new boxes, and place that all around right close to you, and you'll be able to just pick up the stuff and put it in a box. So it's not fun when the box gets trashed. Of course, it puts you on a priority to repair the issue. But like I said, this stuff will just fall out in bags. So you can simply just pick that all up and go from there. leave that there for now. Let's go take a look at him. We're going to put the saddle inside him. Some risk putting saddles inside, like I mentioned earlier. If this thing gets up, we're going to lose that saddle, but I'm going to be Johnny on the spot with it, paying close attention, so I'm not expecting to have any issues. I would be very careful about farming the trees around here, back facing the dino. It's the same issue where if you hit him with your axe, you're in trouble. And hit markers on Ark are different. So, you know, you might think like, with this tree, I'm chopping it like this and I think I'm good. And it turns out I'm hitting the trike. So we'll just leave that where it is. Little fog rolling in here. Even Gamma 4 is not working. Torpidity's down about half. I'm still going to hold off. They get a certain amount of boost from each bit of torpidity. It's really easy to give them these berries. You just put your cursor over it and hold down the E button. If you're using a controller, it's quite similar. You just put the cursor over it and hold down whichever button is your I guess it's the E button has an actual name for it though. I don't remember, but yeah. So my girlfriend plays with an Xbox controller on a big screen with a little lightweight wireless keyboard next to her. She finds that quite great. As far as the game systems go with PS4 and Xbox, well, it's quite similar. So the game's obviously a little bit different, not much, but that's mostly on the graphics end and stuff. We see that torpidity slowly going down, and we get some idea on what kind of dino it's going to be. Not bad for low level. That's going to be a good melee damage. Melee damage does two things. Of course, it's damage, how much damage it does to the thing it's hitting. But in this case, it also, the higher the melee damage, the more materials it'll farm per swap. So when I press a button to pick up berries with him, I'll get more if the melee damage is higher. For this particular trike, once he is tamed, we're going to be putting points into, for me, and this is an opinion, but speed, stamina, melee, and weight. And quite a bit of weight. This is going to be my main donkey to begin with, and I'm going to want him to be able to carry a pretty big load. But at the same time, I also need him to be kind of a good fighter. It's got to be versatile because it's my early game. And I'm not depending on it as a fighter. I just want him to be able to deal with a minor issue. At this point, I'm not going anywhere where it's going to be super dangerous, but raptors tend to, depending on what map you're on, raptors are kind of spread out all over the map. And people have talked about the fact that the raptor pulls you off the dino you're on, and that makes them like ridiculously OP. I'll tell you what, guys, there's no way a raptor's pulling me off my trike. And the reason being is practice with the timing on that pushback. I'll be walking backwards with the trike as the raptors attack. And what'll happen then is they'll keep coming at me from the front, and I will just tap that hit button on that trike and using those horns, and you'll see those raptors fly 50 yards back. And you can use the same method. I've defeated 3 raptors with just a sword by running backwards and timing my hits correctly. We're going to need to get some food here. I don't think I have any more cooked meat on the barbecue. But we can steal. Make sure he's got a lot of mejo berries. We can have a few of these mejo berries here. And see that axe is out? Not smart. Not smart. Best put it away. We'll give him his berries back. That was just to handle my desperation. Pegomastic stole my second stack. That's the problem. You know what? Before I go over there, I am going to give him a little boost to Narco. He's coming along. 28%. Not bad. And we're staying busy while we do it. And if you're late or middle game, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've tamed animals in a cage and just put on the TV next to me. It depends on your setup. You know, if you got 3 screens, you're definitely good to go there. So, thought I saw some raw meat in one of these boxes. If not, we may go hunt some. I mean, the berries are okay, but it's just not what I'm looking for right now. There we go. I'll get at least those 4 pieces cooking. And then we might go kill something small in the meantime. I'm keeping my charcoal. Ooh, good. More spoiled. The charcoal's handy for paint. It's handy for making ammunition. I will be stacking it the whole time. And even on my raft, as I approach middle-ish game, because trank darts are so great, even on my raft I will be always burning a fire, whether it's a wall torch, a campfire, or a forge. I'll always be burning those. So we might as well make, now we have an extra supply of narco berries. Let's get some of those on the go. That's working out well. I did need to use that. Actually, we could do that demonstration real quick. In order to make the trank arrows, you just take your regular arrows. I'm sure we had some. They're probably in the dino, aren't they? Let's go have a look. You just take your regular arrows and craft them with both in the inventory. But let's have a little look at that. It's not the standardish way to craft. So we have both in here. We go to crafting, we'll see it's lit up. So if one's missing, you can't make them. We'll just keep making those. I mean, we're gonna need narco juice too, but we're never short. We never want to be short on this right now. All right, let's give this guy a little more gas here. Keep him up top. Now, as we see, it's still going up. Okay, and it's still going to go up for a while. And if you overfeed him, which I don't mind, honestly, I don't mind to overjuice him a little bit, but if you're running a tight operation and you're short on mats, like berries, you're going to want to be careful. If I overjuice him, it'll just hit the top and stay up there for a bit. But it's going to drop down no matter what. So, you know, this is where you get time, though. Imagine if you set up your timer, you let him drop all the way down to, say, around here. And you have your information in advance, and you go ahead and gas it, then you're going to have the entire time this bar drops down and the entire time this goes up before you have to attend to this dyno. So 35% things are going smooth. We might as well keep farming some stuff around them. We're going to need this to make our, when we make the raft, and you see that in the video, we need you know, probably close to 18 to 20 thatch foundations, 18 to 20 pillars, and that's all scrap. That's just to lower the floor. So that gets placed and demoed, placed and demoed. It cannot be done with S+. So you have to use the regular ones if you're on a server with S+. And from there we got to get all the stone, the more permanent structures. We got to get a forge going. We got to get another mortar pestle. We need to get a couple campfires. We need to get a couple beds. So it's a pretty big amount of farming that's going to need to be done. You could do it all by hand, but I'm not going to. I want to get the basic floor down on the raft. Then I want to get a smithy and a forge. I want to start cooking my metal so I can get a pike and a hatchet made out of metal, which is a lot better. We've hit his weight limit here. We're not going to be able to store much more stuff in there. Let's get our apply our rank up. Level 22. We really need that 24. I'll get more stamina. It seemed to be a little hard on stamina when I was doing my mission, but not bad. Big improvement for sure. Hopefully you guys aren't hearing that hairdryer in the background. I do apologize. One of the things I try and wait to do is wait till my girlfriend leaves to make a video, but unfortunately she works late at night and it's just messed up my schedule. So I had to start doing it even while she's here, and it's not easy, I'll tell you what. She's a lovely woman, but of course she has things she's got to do to get ready for work or going out and so on and so forth. So she sure as hell ain't stopping doing her thing for me. Even asking is dangerous. So 40%, he's kind of full, so I'm going to farm anything I can. Look at that pile of rocks there, I'll farm up. Grab some stuff to fix this right away. We got a broken hatchet, out of materials. Don't want to go all the way to my boxes to get the materials. There we go. But we do want more stone than flint at this point. Flint's an extremely valuable item, but we need stone, wood, I believe thatch as far as crafting those. We need a lot of thatch, but that's easy to get. And we'll use our trike to get thatch. And we only need a lot of thatch because we need to build about 18 to 20 thatch foundations to sink the floor on our raft. They will all be demoed. And again, rafting for me is a key part of the early game because it contains my trap, it contains my home, it contains my bed, an entire taming kit, boxes, my smithy. I'm going to be living on it for the next couple days. And that, however, on a PvP server is a bit of a different story. Like I was saying earlier, I got away with it once, but it was in the right place at the right time. It's not necessarily going to be the way you're going to want to do things all the time. Okay? And we're going to keep some berries for the rest of that trike, but I think he'll be fine. She'll be fine without them. We'll make a little narco juice out of what we got here. We did use up some on our darts, on our arrows there earlier, so kind of want to get that supply re-going. And the meat goes bad after a while. put it in. The spoiled meat does time out, so I mean, use it while you can. It's just something we want to keep getting more and more of until we get our berry farm up. And then we'll be able to pump out narco juice like crazy. Once you have a couple feeding troughs, I got a feeling this is the male mate. Yeah. See the heart there? So that male's kind of lingering around, checking out my base. I think that's cool. I don't know if they dev that in, but I do find that they tend to linger around their mate while their mate's knocked out, and I find that really fun. I think it might be happening by accident, though. This definitely doesn't need any more juice. Halfway done, and we're just going to be keeping on this mission here. What I will do is go ahead and, I mean, all I'm going to be doing now is chopping rock and chopping trees. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this as called part 2, and then when part 3 starts, we'll have this trike tamed and our raft built, and from there we will go ahead and start getting on our raft, looking around for some good strong dinos that can protect us while we're farming. Allow us to get into a slightly tougher area. So that's it for now, guys. We're gonna have part 3 up by tomorrow. So when part 3 starts, like I said, we'll have our trike up, and we'll have our raft built. The next step is the raft. So if you want to get ahead of the game, just go ahead and click on the link to the raft video that will be at the end of this. From the raft we get the pterodon, from the pterodon we can get the argent, and there's a little bit of stuff in between there. So be sure, if you found this useful and it's helping you make your game better, check my other videos, because this is mostly what I do. My channel's based on tutorials and then cave runs and some live action at night on the island with the community. As always, you won't see much lag or rubber banding at all on my servers ever. The reason is we do run ultimate high-end servers. We have 4 of them in a cluster, PvE, and what we're doing is a playthrough the entire game. So there's some links down there if you like. You're welcome to join us if you're a PC player, and if not and you're a console player, regardless of the system, if you're looking to get more people on your server, you go ahead and put something in the comments promoting your console server. You know, don't promo your PC server, obviously. That sort of goes without saying, but feel free. It's been done before on my videos, and I do attract Xbox and PS4 players to my videos because the videos are built for anybody. So there's an opportunity there for you to maybe grab some people for your tribe, or grab some people for your server, if it's a console-based server, or, yeah, so go ahead and go for that if you like. And then if not and you want to join us, there's links to do that. And obviously you guys know about all the subscribing, liking, commenting crap. I love that. I'm not going to tell you about that. I just did tell you about it anyways. But go ahead and get on top of that if you guys like. It's been an awesome video. Went real good. Pretty happy about it. We're just going to ride out this tame for now. As we see, look, another just quick point. He's down 50%, only lost 1 level. So this guy's going to come out at plus 24 levels. Could be worse. Could be worse, guys. All right, we'll see you soon.